Hey guys, Josh with the Update Channel, and you're actually in my shop right now. And today what we're going to be looking at is not a truck engine or anything like that, but actually this really interesting cherry picker that I'm standing next to right here. And you might be saying, Josh, this thing, I don't know if you've ever seen a cherry picker, but this is not a cherry picker. Well, yes it is. This is an Engine Hoist. This is an OTC. It's surprisingly only rated at 4,400 pounds, which if you look at the small cherry pickers at Harbor Freight or most places that are, a couple $100s, they're also rated at 4,000 pounds. The difference is I would never try to pick up something that weighed that much with those guys. This one I would feel safe lifting something like that. But it is enormous, as you can see. It's way taller than me. It's probably like close to 7 feet tall with the legs up. I'll zoom in without me so you can see more. But if you look at it, there's a straight wheel, a swivel wheel, which is kind of weird that they're like that. It fully folds in. This armature will actually extend all the way vertical. It is extendable. It reduces the rating from 44 to 3,300 pounds fully extended. And it's a very simple system. So you can see a little bit of surface rust. It is folding. It weighs 650 pounds, something like that. But yeah, it's a legitimate OTC. It does have some surface rust on it, but I'm not really that concerned. It's not like it's through. It doesn't have any rust holes or anything like that. Nothing to be concerned of as far as functional wise. But this is something to be concerned with because it's leaking, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So my neighbor was actually selling this, and he had it for 1,500 bucks, which you might be saying, this thing for 1,500 bucks? Well, folks, these go between $8,000 and $10,000 depending on where you're buying it. So this shop equipment is super, super expensive. So we can get it back to operational, even though it's got a little bit of surface rust on it, you'll be way ahead of the game than buying a new one. And really all it needs is to get that ram to stop leaking. Okay, so we got the legs down here. Very big. Huge thing. So what we're going to do is I'll show you what's leaking. And this is actually a two-stage pump. It's hand pump, obviously. I'm not sure if they make a electric over mechanical one, but this one isn't. So let's pump it up and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, freaker. There we go. So yeah, the first stage, it's not going to leak. At least it wasn't the other day when I picked it up. And he said he had just pulled an engine out of his tractor, which was very low to the ground. It was a very small tractor, and he said it wasn't leaking then. But when the arm gets about 90 degrees to the upright here, that's when it was leaking for me. So if you're saying, well, Josh, you have a shop, why don't you send me over that address so I can bring my Peterbilt by and have you rebuild my engine? Slow your roll there a little bit. We are a mobile-only business currently, so if you do want me to work on it, you can email me at adeptape@yahoo.com. But let's get back to repairing this big old cherry picker. Oh, here we go. Oh, did you see that? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it really starts leaking out of there. Let me put it here. The light on. Yeah, it's just pouring out now. Unfortunately, so let's let her down and see if we can't fix it. So this is a round neck here, so you can't get a wrench on it. Obviously, someone's used a pipe wrench in the past. Not ideal. Maybe one or two. Why am I wearing a beanie? It's late spring, Josh. Well, it's 31 degrees here this morning. And the shop's not much warmer than that, so we'll need a spanner wrench. I don't have really any. I just ordered some right before recording this because my tractor has some rams too that we're going to need to work on. So I was like, okay, let's order spanner wrenches. Not something you generally use as an engine mechanic, but obviously if we're going to be doing this, we need to do it. One thing I do want to check, and you might say, well, Josh, you're going to use a pipe wrench, aren't you? Yes. I don't want to damage this. Obviously, I'm not going to grab the ram section here. I just want to see if it's tight, because if it's really loose, that might be why it's leaking. it's tight. So it's not loose. That's not why it's leaking. It must be the seals ripped. I ordered a new seal kit. It was only about $30 with shipping. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to try and loosen this while it's in place, because once this rams off, that's going to be hard to loosen, my guess would be. So let's crack this just to get it loose. We're going to have to drain the fluid out and have to hold the arm up somehow. So let's do that. So to hold the top arm in place, I'm going to use this A-frame ladder. It's not supporting the entire weight of this machine, it's just supporting the weight of that armature, and this ladder is rated, I think, at 300 pounds, so should definitely be able to hold that. So we also need to keep it high while we remove the ram, because obviously if the arm's all the way down, we won't be able to get the ram out of place there. So I'm going to try and loosen that top nut. Like I said, a spanner wrench is the correct tool for this. I don't have one. Trying to get this done today because I've got so much other stuff to do, and this is kind of a side project, so let's see if I can crack it loose. Up, good. Cracked loose there. It wasn't super over tight, and it didn't look like it had been rusted in place a long time. So with that there, we can now drain the fluid out of the cylinder. So I'm just going to loosen this line here, drain the fluid out of there, and then we should be able to just pull the two pins, and that should allow the entire cylinder here to get removed. So once I get those loosened, luckily the hose there is pipe thread on the pump side, but it is a compression style fitting going into the cylinder. So I'm able to loosen the line there without too much fuss. And now we can work on getting our pins out. Pins are pretty simple, and they're just held in with two E-clips. So not too tricky there. I'm going to use a screwdriver to pop the one E-clip out and then just slide the pin in and keep the other E-clip in the pin itself. Hopefully. Pretty simple process here, folks, but like I said, this as a side project, kind of interesting. One down. Hey, it didn't go flying across the shop. That's a good sign. Might be saying, Josh, why are you still wearing Caterpillar gear? I thought you didn't like them. That's not true. I still like Caterpillar. I still like Western States, to tell you the truth. I just can't. Working there, it wasn't working out, that's all. But no hard feelings against either of those companies. So this one, obviously, the pin can't go this way. I mean, I guess it could if you took these fittings off. So what we're going to do is remove this E-clip, pull the pin out that way. I'm going to get a cap for this. This one looks about right. This is some of the most hydraulic work I've done as a cap mechanic. It's kind of funny because obviously that's what cat mechanics are known for, but I'm an engine guy. Okay, so that's off, so we can pull this clip and this ram should come out. Oh shoot, it's not catching our drippings. There we go. There we go. Those came out good. E-clips, everybody. For obvious reasons, that's why they're called. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright folks, so my workbench here, and this shop I got. Moved into this place with some land last year. Shop's a little old. Could definitely use some updates, but better than nothing. So, like I said, I've never rebuilt a hydraulic cylinder before. I mean, technically it's not really a rebuild where we're sealing it, but I do know that it has the retaining nut here with a seal. Okay. Nothing much to that. Put that there. Lip seal here. The lip seal, I don't see any damage to it, really. Oh, here we go. Look at that. That's interesting. Okay. So the lip seal is part of this brass sleeve, it would appear. So that guy's having a hard time sliding over this area here. It would appear someone's ground this before. I wonder if we've probably got a high spot, so I got some sandpaper. And we're just gonna see if there's any high spots. This is not where the seal even sits, so I'm not that concerned. This is just where the pin goes. But we'll give her a little polishing here. It's probably a high spot. Okay. Maybe it'll slide off now. Well, let me wipe it. Don't want sand getting into there, or abrasives. Maybe it'll slide off. Hey, there we go. So the lip seal seems intact. There's a huge gouge here. I don't know if you can see that, but big gouge there. Bunch of scratches. I wonder if that's from someone else resealing that and that getting stuck. I don't know. Okay. There's a little bit of surface rust here. See, that's been polished before, it looks like, but that's not where it's leaking. So, you know, it's leaking when it's about mid-extension, when it goes to higher pressure. So now we have to get this out of here somehow. So as you can see, I've mounted a vise here. I've actually had this vise for a few weeks now, and been meaning to mount it, but haven't needed it yet. So, pulling the ram out. Oh, it's coming now. I was going to use compressed air. But maybe I don't have to. So what I'm thinking is, I don't think this is an actual seal. I think it's a dust seal more than anything. Because it's only got pressure coming in this way. There's no pressure on this side of the ram, or at least there shouldn't be. So I think the O-ring here on the ram is probably bad, or the cylinder's pitted. Whoa. That's my theory. Okay, so there's your O-ring. So here's our ram. I would say it looks like it's in good condition. In my unprofessional ram rebuilding experience. I don't know, do you see anything? I mean, there's some, looks like some of the plating's off right there. But other than that, doesn't look too bad. You can't see. I'll clean it out and then I'll show you what the inside looks like. So folks, not good news. We're going to look in here, but it's hard to tell. But if you look deep enough, it's pretty much shot. You can feel with your finger on some of the rust here. I don't know if how well it'll show. There's a really deep rust ring there, pretty much scored and rusted all the way down. They must have had it in the down position outside. I mean, there's, you know, surface rust on the outside, so must have got moisture on the inside. Unfortunately, yeah, that's not good. Well, folks, didn't turn out as I was hoping. I was hoping the seal would have been bad, the ram would have been okay, but what are you going to do? I kind of bought it knowing that I probably would have to buy a ram. I figured let's try to reseal it, see what happened. I mean, the seal looks okay. It's really just rusted and pitted. It's not even worth trying to buy a hone, in my opinion, and fix that, because any pitting, you're not going to hone that out, right? You'd have to completely remove that layer, and it's just not going to seal, I don't think. Gonna try and find a new ram here. They're quite expensive, at least the ones I could find. If you guys know of where to get one of these that doesn't cost like $800 to $1,300, which seems insane to me for such a simple hydraulic cylinder. Send me an email. Maybe you have one. I'll buy it from you. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this style of video. Not every video is going to be working on a truck, obviously. Some will be motorhome, some will be this. I do have more content coming up. I've shot some video of truck repair, but that one is to be continued, so I didn't want to post it yet. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed. Kind of a day with Josh now. Thanks for watching.